Welcome back to the Weekend Sports Buzz. Let us know what you think. Give us a call on the Oxmoor Ford Lincoln Buzz Line at 384-1450.
Come on. Shoulda had them apple bottom jean boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shoulda got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. Turned around and gave that big booty a slam.
Welcome back to the Weekend Sports Buzz. Well, Matt really likes to throw off our listeners. Who did we come in with earlier, John?
The
Guns N' Roses? I don't know. Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. Yeah, because they're the same thing as a crash test dummy.
I have no idea. I don't listen to music. I have 6 CDs in my car from like 6 years ago, okay? I'm not a music man, guys. I like sports only. I'm a one-wayer. Anyways, let me do what we do best here. We are presented by Smart Shoppers and LivingForLess.org. Get on there. They have great half-off deals. Roosters out at Dixie. They have Bayou, Joe's, OK Bayou. Great golf deals for you golfers. Champions Point, Covered Bridge over here in Indiana. Get on there. LivingForLess.org gets the good stuff. And, of course, going on here in St. Matthews at Oxmoor Ford Lincoln, they always are hooking you up for the next so many weeks. It's ridiculous. They've just had great deals. I'm pretty sure Mason took advantage of it over the week, got a good deal on some tires. Did you know you can save gas just by making sure that your car is in optimal running condition? Now you can save money and gas at Oxmoor Ford Quick Lane. Get the Fuel Saver Works package. Oil change, brake check, tire rotation, a pressure check with multi-point inspection for only $29.99. Again, that is Oxmoor Ford Quick Lane. It is open Monday through Saturday, and that deal begins Monday. So get in there. Get your car a little upgrade and tell them you heard it on 1450 to Sports Buzz, and definitely mention the Weekend Sports Buzz because we're the best.
Yeah.
We're the best.
Absolutely.
Hey, always.
I was over there.
John got a new car.
I was there getting a new car at Oxmoor Ford Lincoln. Great guys over there.
Why didn't you drive your car? You're just that guy that's never going to drive your new car,
I'm afraid, man.
What'd you get?
I got a 2013 Ford Focus.
This guy. Look at John, just going big.
It's a nice.
He messaged us in our Facebook group, and he's just freaking out. He does not want to drive it. He's worried about everything. He wants a raise.
Those
Matt.
who know me, I am super cheap.
I've known.
I am really cheap. So
yeah, he actually told Matt he needs a raise to help pay for this vehicle.
Yeah,
Matt, we would all like a raise coming out of your paycheck personally.
Won't happen.
All right.
So we will be going on strike next week.
Yeah, we won't be here next weekend. We're going to pull a baseball in 94. Anyways, we're going to since we have Derek Abney coming on here in about 10 minutes, let's just get going with some UK football. Media day was yesterday, as Mike mentioned earlier. John and 2 secondary players, they're going to be gone off the Kentucky team. Mike, what are your thoughts about this upcoming season? We're getting closer. What do you think? Thoughts about Joker? What does Joker need to do to be retained?
Well, here's my thoughts about Joker. We're Kentucky,
mm-hmm.
and Joker is our best chance to have a football coach, if he can be successful, that's going to stick around for a long time.
He loves Kentucky.
And we need to try to figure out a way. If I feel like if this team is showing the improvement, we hear all the time about how good Kentucky's recruiting class, the freshmen, the sophomores, how good they are. They're the best recruiting class ever. We hear how this group of players that they have in actually looks like an SEC team. They just haven't had any experience.
Mm-hmm.
If we see the improvement and we can see the skill level in those two classes, I think we need to give them a shot because
I agree.
Otherwise we start over, and if we either go with an old guy that we've done in the past that's only going to have 5 years until he retires, or we're going to take a new guy like Charlie Strong who's going to use this like a stepping stone and leave in 3 years if they have any good.
I mean, do you think Kentucky could go out if they did let Joker? Who would they go hire? See, that's the question, in my opinion. You don't know.
You got 3 options. You take a coach who's over the hill, even though Rich Brooks worked out really well.
Worked out great.
Bill Curry was that way. That didn't work out so well. Or you take the up-and-coming coordinator who Kentucky's a risky job for them to take.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
very. It's
a real risk for them to take. If they're not successful there, they might not get another chance. Or you got to take a risk on somebody, similar to what the basketball team with Calipari. Take somebody who might have kind of a sketchy perception. Could be like a Butch Davis.
What about a Bobby Petrino?
No way.
Why not? Why not? You bring the offense to Lexington back into the SEC.
I don't think Petrino, personality-wise, is a good fit for the Kentucky program.
That's my only standpoint as well as a football standpoint. Hell yeah, sign him. But yeah, I agree with you on that.
He's not a nice guy.
I've never met
And
him.
they would never spend the money to bring him here.
I know.
I don't agree with that. I think if they felt they could, I think they would.
I think
no.
if they would have put money out
Until I see
before,
it.
they wouldn't have had.
I need to see it too.
Here's the deal, though, with that. You got to remember, okay, part of it's money, but part of it's ego. So if you're going to go out and get a big-name coach and pay him the money, well, they got to know that they got a chance to be successful. They're not going to put their reputation on the line and then just ruin any chance they have of what their legacy might be in the future. Obviously, if you can bring Kentucky to prominent heights, which I think they always are going to max out at 9-10 wins every once in a while, but the best you can really hope for is a 7 and 8 win season.
It's because they don't put the money in there like they
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I think you've got so many other factors.
They don't, because you brought in an ego with basketball. You brought in the big
we brought
name.
in titles
you
in
brought
basketball.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not trying to do that in football.
I mean,
but we don't
UK
have
as an athletic, is not worried about other sports other than basketball.
That's not true, because you got both the athletic directors of both schools have done a great job with their non-revenue sports being very competitive.
But when it comes to a very what could be a high revenue sport in football, you're not putting the money there.
Well, here's my point on that. In some ways, Kentucky football is the Cubs. Now, it might not happen this year, but even in the past when they haven't been very good, they've still been in the top 25 in attendance.
Don't ever do that.
It won't be there
That's
this
102 years, Mike. You're a Reds fan. Come on.
Season tickets are down 27%.
My point,
that is not a happy fan base.
Right now, it's not. I'm just saying, traditionally in the past, they haven't had to been very good to get top 25 in the country in attendance. Mm-hmm. So at some point, you got to look at it as a business decision. You've maxed out what you can bring in. The SEC is only going to bring in so much money. That money gets split up 14 ways now. So it doesn't really matter. You're bringing in all this revenue. You're still putting 70-something thousand fans in the stands.
It wasn't. Yeah, I agree with Mike, and I agree with John. It's a tough argument with UK football. I totally agree with Mike. I want Joker to be here. I don't care. I said it 2-3 weeks ago. If he won one game this season, I still want to retain Joker, only because of he needs to get his team. Yes, I know you're going to win more than one game. We talked about this. I was with Mason in the morning show Thursday, and we kind of broke down the schedule. I came up with 5 wins, and that was losing to Louisville as well. I do believe we will upset Mississippi State. We always pull an upset mid-season. It's just the way Kentucky has seasons.
At a home game, then you got 4 games in there. I do believe we will beat Vanderbilt or Tennessee, one of the two. I pulled up 5 wins. Mike, off the top of your head, just schedule. I don't know if you know. Do you see 4 to 6? What do you see?
It's going to be tough. I mean, I really see 3 that we're going to have for sure.
Yeah, for sure 3.
And Vandy's not.
Vandy's
unlikely.
I mean, Vandy just took a recruit from Louisville, which we'll get into a little bit later. I wanted to ask John about the Big East and recruiting from Louisville because of that situation. But
we don't play Ole Miss. If we played Ole Miss, I feel better. Mississippi State,
definitely, they're good.
Mississippi State could go either way. Mississippi State could have 10-11. They could have 10 wins, or they could have
4 wins.
So that's really definitely a swing game for Kentucky. I think they need to take advantage of the East still not being up to par with the West and hopefully pull off an upset.
You have Missouri for the first time. Obviously, they're in here. I don't know much about Missouri. I didn't pay attention to Missouri out of most schools of the Big Ten. Who cares about Big Ten football? I don't know much. They could. You don't know. They could pull it up. If I had to guess, I'm going to definitely take Missouri. They've just been a more prominent, dominant team in the last 3 to 4 seasons.
They seem to have they cycle where they'll be really good and then they'll be off for about 6-7 years and they'll be really good again.
Exactly. So who knows? I'm excited about it. It's going to be interesting when football does get here for both these teams in the area. Louisville, had expectations. It could go either way. 8.5 for Vegas. It could go 11. Don't you go undefeated?
I don't think that's out of the question. I think Louisville could
undefeated. It's not. I just actually saw a picture on InsideTheField.com of Teddy. Yeah, has he got?
Yeah,
did he double his weight
since he's been here. He's
huge.
Gained 40 pounds.
Is that huge? Is that an infrared practice jersey he's wearing?
Yeah, I saw that.
I think it's a yellow jersey.
It's a mild orangish yellow. We don't really know. I don't know. Let's get to our break because we got our man Derek Abney coming up here. It's 10:15. Talk a little bit of UK football and what he's been up to. This is Weekend Sports Buzz. Stick with us.
a minute, do I see what I think I will? Did a thing I seen, sure to get low. Ain't the same when it's up that close. Make it rain, I'm making it snow. Work the pole, I got the bang bro. I'ma say that I prefer them no clothes. I'm into that, I love women exposed. She threw it back at me, I gave her more. Cash ain't a problem, I know where it goes. She had them.
Welcome back to the Weekend Sports Buzz. Let us know what you think. Give us a call on the Oxmoor Ford Lincoln Buzz Line at 384-1450.
You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, but you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. But you
Welcome
say
back
he's
to the
just a
Weekend
friend.
Sports Buzz with some Biz Marquee on your Saturday morning. We're here with Tyler Bloyd and Mike Gandolfo. We are brought to you by Smart Shoppers and LivingForLess.org.
I'm glad you remember to say that because I never do.
It's right here. I try to make it big.
It's right here in front of me as well, but I still forget.
We have the legend, the Truth on the line. Truth, how you been, man?
I've been doing pretty good. Been taking care of my body and getting everything back up, my health back up.
That's great. It's been a few weekends since we've heard from you, and we were glad you called in. I heard Matt answer the phone and could tell us give us a little update. You're doing okay, Truth?
Oh yes, I've been able to eat 3 meals now, and so I'm back. Anytime I can put on my Indiana sweatsuit, and I'm doing great.
That's exactly what we wanted to hear. We're glad to hear everything's going well. Are you?
Yeah.
We got our man Mike Gandolfo in. He's the Derby Classic head recruiter. He got to speak to some of your Indiana coaches over, I guess, the past week or so.
Yeah, I was in Vegas. I got to see Luke Fisher play and Devin Davis.
What you think about him?
Luke
What you think about?
Luke Fisher's going to be a pretty decent player. He's kind of a poor man's version of Zeller. I mean, he's definitely not to Zeller's level yet, but
That's what they try to say. He's, we're looking pretty good. I'm getting excited about football.
I think also you got to be excited about your new recruiting coordinator for basketball, Coach Kenny Johnson. He was out there really working it and getting the heads up on some of the juniors and sophomores.
Well, it's time for the big red to win the championship in football and basketball.
You're excited for football. Truth. What do you think of the season coming up? How are your Hoosiers going to fare?
I am very excited about it because if this is the year Indiana going to knock off Penn State and because really in Ohio State they can't go to a bowl game, but I believe Indiana still got a young team because we're going to play probably about 22 freshmen, up to about 35 freshmen and sophomore.
How many wins did they have last year?
Huh?
How many wins did they have last year?
One, but we're going to win more than one game this year. We're going to open up with Indiana State. We're going to beat them.
Nowhere to go but up.
Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. So I say Indiana win 8 ball games this year.
Ooh. That's a good mark. Not an outrageous number. I can accept that number. Truth. Truth, are you been keeping up with the Olympics any? Are you an Olympics guy?
No, I've been mad at them because they not showing on TV the games.
I agree.
But I think cable's cheating us out our money. I think we should be able to watch the American team play basketball.
Good point.
We got to pay for cable, so I'm getting my cable took out and get it on telephone.
There you go, Truth. The Truth, appreciate calling. We're glad you're doing well and whatnot. Give us a shout. Tomorrow or next weekend. We want to keep updating you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, Truth. Good to hear from him, man.
It's good to hear from him.
He moved up to Evansville. He's getting taken care of. It's great. We wanted him to call for the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And finally got him hold of him. So moving on here a little bit, we've Derek's possibly seems he's got a little controversy. It seems like he might not be able to join us today.
I wouldn't say controversy.
Or what's going on? Controversy, wrong word. A little issue going on, maybe. He's busy. He's a busy man. He's a coach now. Mike, you say South Carolina?
I'm not sure where it is.
Somewhere. Well, another state. He's out there. He's a busy man. He joined us, a few months back. He will definitely come on, and it'll be a great interview when he does come on. I want to get on the Reds a little bit here. They're amazing. We're all Reds fans here. Mike's a big guy. Me and Mike came in wearing basically the same clothes. UK shirt with a Reds hat. That's when your fan base is just loving you. The Reds are now
18-3.
18-3 since the All-Star break. That's ridiculous. The best marks in history. I do know that. They're 65-41. Number one rank, basically stats-wise in most most category positions. I know the Nationals are number 1 in pitching and ERA. Regardless, though, the offense is slowly coming around. I believe it is now 7th in the National League, and it was earlier around 9 to 10. Regardless, I don't care if we scored 1 run a game, Mike. What about you?
Well, the amazing thing to me is that since Votto's been out, I think they're scoring more runs and their team batting average
Trade
has gone
Votto.
up. No, I'm not all about that.
I'm totally joking. I'm not.
I think all these other guys are stepping up. I mean, Ludwig's swinging it well. Frazier is just
I love
killing
Ludwig. He's
my new favorite player.
He's killing it. He's almost up to the 270. He was down at the high 220s, low 230s.
I think since the All-Star break, he's hitting like 300.
He's over 300. He's
cranking a home run.
Second on the team in RBIs behind Jay Bruce. We are in the I guess one of the most important series of the season. Obviously, we still have, I believe, 6 to 9 games with the Pirates left. But we against the Pirates took last night's game 3-0. We got tonight 7 o'clock. Tomorrow a day game 1 o'clock. Are you going Sunday? Or?
I went last night.
You went last night. That's right. Yeah. I couldn't remember which one. How was the environment? I know it was a packed house.
It was completely full, playoff type environment. When it was a weird game because you get Heisey with an inside the park home run, first one I've ever seen live. That was crazy. And then Matt Latos, who might be the most uncomfortable human being with a baseball bat,
besides Aaron Harang.
Yes,
that was awful.
That was bad. He gets a hold of one, and I mean it was a line shot out the left field.
2-run homer. That's his 30th year. Third of his career, which has impressed me because I didn't think he could even hit the ball.
But then, of course, the most amazing part of the entire game, 9th inning gets ready to start. Everybody's eyes just fixate on the Reds bullpen, and we just wait for Chapman to come on the field. And the energy in there when Chapman comes on the field is amazing.
It's Charlie Sheen-esque of Major League Baseball. He was there last night.
Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen were there.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell which one's older.
It really is. It's kind of odd. 384-1450, 384-1450. Give us a shout on the Oxmoor Ford Lincoln Buzzline. Kentucky fans, Louisville fans, Cincinnati Reds fans, Chicago Cub fans, you suck. You can call us too. We don't care. We want to talk everything. Mike, also what went on last night? Did you stick around for Marty's haircut?
I did. It was and that's the other thing. No one left.
Nobody.
Marty. They raised $50,000 for the Reds Community Fund.
Yeah.
Marty gets his head shaved. I think it's something that Coach Calipari and Coach Patino should consider doing for a fundraiser.
I would love to see Patino with a bald head.
Both of them really like their hair.
So does Marty. He talked about it all night. He has a love affair. It's his family and then his hair. That's how he was. He looks better in my opinion.
Maybe they should do a little contest to see who can raise the most money, and the loser has to shave his head.
Well, Patino just might as well shave it before it starts. I mean, that's not a question.
It would be an interesting.
I would imagine seeing.
But
Calipari
I just don't think
ball.
Either one of them would want to shave their head.
They neither of them would. They
Italians love their hair.
They love their hair. They love.
They have special combs.
Look at Matt. He's holding up the burnt picture of Corky Miller's trading card he got at the Bats game last night.
If you are listening, and we know you're a fan of the show, if you are listening, Matt McCarthy burnt your card just to make us mad.
I know. I'm just saying.
Because we're huge Corky Miller fans.
Huge. Corky, shave your Fu Manchu, and then
that's Sunday, right?
I'll go out and personally buy his rookie card.
No, you're not allowed to. No, but the funny thing is it was everybody in the crowd got a pack of the team cards, right, Mac? A deck.
Yeah, that's
good. Matt has a son and a wife. They both got one. So Matt actually still has 2 more Corky cards.
But he still burnt one.
He did it to make it look like he was hard, but he has 2 more that he's.
No, I really don't. They only gave it to the kid. They didn't give us one.
So he's burnt your kid's card?
Yeah, he's got a whole deck of other people.
You're a horrible father.
You're a horrible father.
Awful. You're horrible. CPS.
He's not a fan of mustaches either.
Tonight.
That had to be Noah's favorite player.
Yeah, he probably cried.
No way.
Good job, Matt.
Oh my gosh,
moron.
The age differration is too far apart.
We had.
He is very advanced. He has feelings.
He is. He's very advanced. The Reds picked up Jonathan Broxton. Mike, your thoughts about him? I think it's huge. Now you got the nasty boys too.
Oh my! I mean, seriously, the game is now shortened to the 6th inning. If they come in the 6th inning and they can go with Marshall, Broxton, and close with Chapman, I mean, it's
nobody can touch
out.
Him. That's mid 90s for all 3. Marshall's got the nastiest curveball in NL possibly for a setup guy. When I see this, I don't honestly see 3 innings an opposing team can score against the Reds.
And the other thing was the post game conversation last night driving home was when they get to the playoffs, they got to shorten their rotation. Mm-hmm. They've got Cueto, who's an obvious number 1 starter, and then they've got 3 guys that are basically number 2s. Yep. And then Mike Leake's probably the guy.
Mike Leake's going to get the long relief call.
But then how do you what's the pitching rotation when they get there? I mean, who
That's a good
comes after
question.
Cueto?
I would go Cueto, and then I would go Homer. Homer's had 10 wins already. He's pitching a hell of a season. I think Homer has finally found his calling. He's still young as can be. I think it would be him, and then Bronson.
Here's my issue with that is, out of the four of them, I think Homer's the least mentally tough.
That's true. I agree with that.
And
I forget about Latos. I'm sorry. I should have put Latos second.
Latos is a stud.
If your name was Homer, yeah, you wouldn't have that much confidence.
My only issue with Homer is his tattoo of his arrow on his arm. That's my only issue with Homer. No, I take it back. I recant my statement. Cueto, Latos, Homer, Bronson.
I think what we're going to probably end up seeing is, because Dusty likes to switch it up, like with a hard thrower in Cueto. I think he's going to go with a softer thrower with Arroyo pitching second, a guy who's real consistent, needs up being a veteran. Been in the World Series.
Definitely.
And then you're going to have probably Latos third, although Latos to me is the second best pitcher in the Red staff right now.
No, but there's been controversy every day between our KentuckySports.co, me and Brad and Kelly. We are diehard Reds fans as well. We get into it about that trade. The Yasmani Grandal, Yonder Alonso, Brad Boxberger, and Edinson Volquez for Matt Latos. Did you like that trade?
I do like that trade because, I mean, the one person I guess you really hate losing is Grandal. Volquez, his arm was basically it's dead. I mean, he's a serviceable pitcher. He's never going to be the great pitcher that we thought he could be. Grandal is going to be a great catcher, but we have Devin Mesorosco, who, I mean, let's face it, we traded. Grandal's the starter for the Padres. Alonso's the starter for the Padres. Alonso's made the Reds team but can't get on the field because of and even though they try to play him in the outfield, he can't do it. And Grandal couldn't even make the team. I mean, he was going to be in Louisville all year long.
The way I saw it is, I'm still going to be against. I'm not against Latos. I love Latos. I'm fine. I would if it was 1-1, Latos, Volquez, or maybe I'm all about it. I want Latos over Volquez. I agree. I think we could have kept Edinson. He's still, in my opinion, I think he could come out and have 18 wins next year. He's just coming off injury, basically 2 years of injury. He's still in his late 20s. I compared the stats between Latos and him the other night, and they're pretty identical. Besides walks, that Edinson does lead to NL baseball in walks. I just would like to see us keep Yonder Alonso, keep Grandal, keep Boxberger, trade them, lead them stick in the minors, and then maybe go for like a Cliff Lee. I'm talking a top ace. That's what I wanted. I'm okay with it now, though. I think
though Latos is a young guy. I mean, he's got a real shot.
He's 24.
He's got a real shot of developing into somebody like that. I mean, it's just
and if he does, that's awesome. And he can. He really can. He throws 95, 96 all the time.
Yeah, and then I mean, the second half of the year, he got through a couple rough starts in Cincinnati. He's always been a slow starter, traditionally, from what I understand. And then now he's really clicking. You take in being a slow starter and then having to change environments and all that stuff. He got off to a bad start. Right now, I mean, the guy, he hadn't given up a run his last two starts.
I guess his only issue I have with him is he gives up a lot of home runs, and being in Great American Small Park, that could become an issue. But obviously, it's been fine. He had just one game against Jamie Moyer where there was 5 home runs given up and 4 for Jamie, regardless of Reds won. I don't care. I'm looking forward to this, the run we got coming back. I'm glad we didn't make any trades because we have a trade coming by acquiring Joey Votto. What do you think? Mike,
Brandon Phillips and Jay Bruce didn't play last night either.
Neither of them played. We got Bruce. Bruce is just taking a day off. Phillips is resting his calf, kind of maybe like a mild strain, cramps. What do you think we will be doing though? Kind of up in the air when Votto comes back. We have Frazier. Ludwig is hot as hell now. What are we going to be doing with Scott Rowland there?
Well, I mean Scott Rowland to me is probably the guy who should be the odd man out, but Dusty loves veterans.
Exactly.
But the problem, the nice thing is you're going to have Votto back at first base every day. The flexibility in Frazier being able to play third, left, and first base, there's going to be enough at bats to give these guys a day off every once in a while, keep everybody fresh, and still keep everybody happy. You also can't forget about Chris Heisey, because Chris Heisey to me, in a lot of cases, would be an everyday outfielder in a lot of places. And
I agree.
You got to get that guy at bats also.
I'm a big Heisey fan. I think he's a guy we don't want to get rid of. I think he's a lot of people could be on a lot of other teams' radar though. For obviously next season, I would like to keep him around. If anybody can get out of there, Drew Stubbs, in my opinion. I just don't like his attitude. Sometimes when he got put down into Double-A a couple of years ago, I don't like his million strikeouts.
Willie Mays Hayes.
He's a great defender, but my God, he cannot hit the ball. He had a great week. He was in co-player of the week last week. I'm not taking anything against that, but one week doesn't change your whole season. I just want to mention this. Serena Williams became only the second woman to compete in the Golden Slam.
Whoa.
That is winning 4 majors as well as the 2012 Olympic gold. She just pulled it off over Maria Sharapova. We were watching it, but I'm not a tennis fan, so I turned it off. John, do you have a score update maybe for our basketball team?
I can get it real quick.
You want to get it real quick for us? Because that's going on, obviously, as the truth said. He made a good point there. Why isn't that on in TV? Why isn't it on your local channel?
They're trying to sell cable subscriptions. The same reason they put Kentucky's basketball team on ESPNU, because they know people will buy the package just to see Kentucky.
I'm glad I have
it.
That
It is 63-61.
Really?
USA over Lithuania now, in the third.
Really?
2-point game.
Lithuania.
Kevin Durant has 12 points. Carmelo has 14. LeBron has 10.
The biggest worry for me for this USA basketball team is just they're not very physical down low. And a lot of these European teams, especially the Eastern Bloc European teams like Lithuania, are very physical down low.
I agree with that.
Anthony Davis isn't even on the lineup for ESPN.com. They don't even have him on the team.
What's going on, John? You said he went mad to the locker room.
I don't know. Somebody said he went mad to the locker room.
Is he ready to take down Steve Carell? Is he not happy with his PT? I don't know.
I doubt it.
Maybe he's just having a bad day.
I think he's just happy.
Did you see the other game when he was going to check in and he didn't have his jersey on?
No, I missed that.
That was the big old.
I heard about it.
People thought the veterans told him, "Hey, Anthony, go check in." Coach told you to go check in, and then he got up and Coach K said, "No, sit down." No, he got up, he took off his pants, and go to take off his jacket. He had no jersey on. Totally forgot his jersey. They just gave him a rookie hazing on that one for sure. But they've seemed to embrace Anthony Davis a lot. They want to teach him everything they can teach him. Mike, I wanted, since we are a little bit talking about basketball and some UK, Nerlens Noel, did he come out and say something the other day?
Well, Nerlens Noel he's a counselor at Adidas Nations, and I was on the Rivals.com site, and they had a little interview with him, and he said that he will be on campus at the University of Kentucky on August 19th, and that he is cleared. That's out of Nerlens' mouth. I don't think I've ever seen anything officially from Kentucky about his eligibility.
Well, hopefully he's not lying, because we would love to have him. And he's going to be on campus sometime.
And he's just a dominant force on defense. I got to watch him play at a pretty high level last year for his high school team, and defensively he is as good as Anthony Davis. Offensively, he's very good around the rim, and he's going to have to get a little bit better, 10 to 12 feet out, a little bit better when he faces up and making a quick.
How's his? You said you've seen him play now. How's his demeanor? On court demeanor, maybe on the off court demeanor when you see him just kind of hanging around.
He's actually a really good kid. I've talked to him on the phone a couple of times. We used to text a lot. And,
we're buddies.
We're not.
You
we're
text
not
like
buddies.
Tom Crean?
Oh God, I hope
we're not buddies. But he.
I really been thinking about you.
It's kind of weird. Kind of weird for a 35-year-old guy to be texting an 18-year-old kid. But
I know.
That was. But yeah, he is a good kid. He's an entertainer on the floor. I mean, he wants to get out there and just enjoy playing and being fun to watch.
So that's good. It's good news coming out of his mouth. Hopefully, we get some word from the university here soon about that. Another random news just for you Card fans while you're on the basketball talk. Chris Smith, John, he signed with the Knicks. How about that? I did not see that coming.
I saw it coming only because I know his brother was gonna hook him up and kind of been hooking up. He only tried out for one team.
The Knicks.
Kyle Keurig tried out for like 4.
Well, he can't. I mean, it's Kyle Keurig. He can't create his own shot.
But I'm just saying. There was. But at the same time, good for Chris. I hope he does well.
Oh yeah, I do too. I've got no problem with any Louisville player. I like Chris Smith.
I think it's absolutely. And his biggest thing is the boy can play some defense, and I think that's
he's a
his
physical
biggest
guy.
thing.
He's strong.
He's very strong. He's very physical. And he can play some defense.
He can't jump as high as JR.
In the NBA, anybody can score points,
and I think
but nobody is trained like Pitino's putting out there right now, like Chris Smith in defense.
That's why Tubby's guys stayed in the NBA so long. Who would have thought?
Tayshaun?
Tayshaun, Bogans, Hayes. Chuck Hayes is in the NBA still.
Yeah, Chuck Hayes, 6'6" center.
It's all about defense and rebounding.
All about heart, all about defense, all about getting good coaching. And then obviously Rick Pitino, Tubby Smith, Cal Perry, they're all going to do it well. We'll be right back at the final segment of the Weekend Sports Buzz.
was happy to say. I arrived in front of the dormitory. Yo, could you tell me where is door 3? They showed me where it was for the moment. I didn't know I was in for such an event. So I came to a room and opened the door. Oh, snap! Guess what I saw? I felt a tongue kissing my girl in the mouth. I was so in shock, my heart went down south. So please listen.
Welcome back to the Weekend Sports Buzz. Let us know what you think. Give us a call on the Oxmoor Ford Lincoln Buzz Line at 384-1450.
We're back with the Weekend Sports Buzz, 384-1450 on the Oxmoor Ford Lincoln Buzz Line. Give us a shout. We got about 15 minutes to go. Matt, who was that? We're trying to figure it out. Do you know?
That's the Proclaimers, 500 miles.
See, I knew it. I told you all.
Shut up.
Gosh. Olympics going on. Every channel in America: Bravo, NBC, MSNBC, CNBC, all those BCs. I don't know. I'm probably on the BBC channel for your Brits. The basketball team. Is it John? You got the score right there in front of you still? Or did you X off?
No, I still got it.
What is it?
It's 66-61 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
USA?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Get on.
That's a joke.
That's a joke.
That's a joke. Mason in the morning.
That's a joke.
That's a joke.
No, not even Mason. Not just Mason. Mason.
Anybody
enjoyed,
who said that
yes,
they could beat the 92
92
team
is
is
laughing
a joke.
right now.
Joke. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, nobody on this team starts for the 92 team.
John is not happy right now. John is blogging while talking. Get on KentuckySports.co. Get your great updates. UK fans, Louisville fans, any fans, Reds. We're killing it. We're about to bring in the Bengals as well. I wanted to talk to Mike Gandolfo a little bit about the Derby. Obviously, it's a little bit down the road, but are we excited for the next year's Derby Festival game?
I am. It's actually the 40th anniversary, so it's a big deal for us. And, we're the oldest All-Star game out there. We're going to tie it in with Thunder Weekend, which is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we just, I'm excited about the kids that I'm seeing. I mean, we've got a potential of having a really good group of kids coming in. This class is so deep, except at the center position. I mean, the point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, just a deep, deep class. I mean, you got guys that are the 15th best player at their position that would have been a top 6 player at their position last year if they were coming out. The center position is a little weak, and I think that's why Patino went out and took that Mango kid right now. He'd rather take him, redshirt him, work for him with the year, instead of taking a center that's just not really all that good in the first place. So
Bacon's obviously listened to our show as he just put on his status. I like them apple bottom jeans and boots with the fur and cheeseburgers.
No, that's actually me. He left his Facebook open. So
no way.
Yeah.
Oh, leave it up.
So
this is going to be really fun after the show. He's sleeping. He's good till at least 2. We're true. Fine.
But somebody might tell him.
That is awesome. I can't wait. Mike, is there any potential players you've been in contact with? Any, or are you still going to be a little bit down the road?
Well, I think like right now what I do is I try to get out there and see a lot of these guys and build relationships with them, and we do a lot with social media. That's what I really like about what Mike Hughes is doing with Inside the Ville is they tied in social media with their website, the Twitter feed, and all that stuff. And then the UK, IU, UofL guys, I'm honestly trying to get build a good relationship with, and so that when it comes time, we're going to have a pretty good shot at getting them. And I feel good. I feel like we're going to have Derek Willis, and we'll have Devin. We'll have the IU kids, and Anton Gill seemed very excited about playing, and I'm trying to. UofL's offered so many basketball players. I'm trying to stay on top of all the guys that are after, and just try to see who's going to be the most likely ones to come, so that we can get those guys in the All-Star game. Last year, 21 guys in the Final Four for the Derby Classic.
Really?
And ironically, Kansas, 4 of their 5 starters were Derby Classic.
I remember Tyshawn Taylor was here. I remember watching him play. Thomas Robinson.
Yep, Thomas Robinson was here. Withy was here. Of course, Withy went to Arizona first.
Withy. Could have been a card. Could have been 40 other schools.
Of course, Terry Rozier was in it last year. What, I know you have a relationship with him.
Mike hooked us up with the first interview.
He did. I remember because I was like, it was the first show. I was like, yeah, I'll talk to Terry.
Yeah.
Crap. But, he's going to Hargrave.
He never shows up at Louisville, in my opinion.
You don't, and a lot of people say, but he did go to Hargrave. If he went to another prep school, I would agree with you. But because he went to Hargrave, he's going to be playing with Anton Gill.
Yeah, but is he good enough? Do you want him?
I just think that the point guard class in next year's 2012 class is so strong that they can more than likely
go right over top of him.
But Terry's a guy that no one really knows. You can't go off the rankings with Terry because Terry didn't get involved with the summer basketball a lot. So these guys that are supposed to be doing all these rankings really didn't watch him play. So he came into our game, played really, really well. He's a talented player.
He seems to be a good kid.
He's a great kid. He really wanted to be here. His mom was talking about moving here. I mean, they wanted to be here. I'm just hoping there's a spot for him. But again, U of L's in on so many kids next year. I just I don't know what's going to happen there.
Oh yeah, for sure. On Kentucky front, they were going to have a visit yesterday from 2013 one of the top recruits, Xavier Rathan Mays, who is from Huntington Prep, or not Huntington Prep. He's on the CIA bounce along with Huntington Prep's Andrew Wiggins. That's who I didn't get to. He couldn't make it. Some family's issue came up. He's going to reschedule, so he will hit at Lexington, and it's a good good thing because he could join one of the best. I take it back. He could join the best recruiting class ever if everything falls into place in 2013. Harrison twins, maybe a Andrew Wiggins if he reclassifies, Jabari Parker. There's so many people on this list. James Young that you just don't know. I mean, you really don't know who Calipari honestly wants in his opinion.
And he always gets late. Like they wait till later to get the commitments. It's not like a couple year type thing.
It's not.
Well, I think these elite kids have to wait and see who is going to leave for the NBA draft so they can make the best decision. They're not going to go anywhere and sit. I mean, that's not what they're designed to do. They're going somewhere where
I know football's first, but since we are on basketball, we'll wrap up the show. We just about 5 minutes to go. 384-1450. Indiana, Kentucky, and Louisville, guys. It's going to be is that the top three? Preseason is, in our opinion, maybe is Kansas in there because they got a good team coming in. They got guys that are coming off of ineligibility season all last year. They'll be in there now. Is this the Bermuda Triangle right here? Top three.
We're better than Tobacco Road. That's all I know.
Yeah, Kansas does, and they had a fantastic recruiting, class as well. So I could
top
see,
5 regardless.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just don't see the development of players like Louisville. Kentucky's going to have talent just because they're talented players. Indiana, I'm just not sold on Indiana.
They got offense like no other though.
Absolutely, I'm just not sold on Indiana only because when it comes down to it in the tough games, I just don't see.
They put up a good fight against Kentucky in the tournament. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about the game at Bloomington. It was a 1-point game. They should have, we played awful and they barely won. But Tyler Zeller being Cody. What Zeller is it? There's so many Zeller. Yeah, Cody Zeller.
All 3 Derby Classic guys, by the way.
Yeah, all 3 of them. I do remember that. My favorite, I say it, but yeah, the Zeller. I think he's going to be a beast. I really do. Indiana's
is he better than his brother?
Yes. Oh yeah, he's the best of all 3, without a question.
Or brothers, I guess.
Brothers. There's probably another one under him as well.
Well, there's the older one that with Notre Dame.
Luke.
Really didn't. Yeah, Luke. He didn't do a whole lot.
He wasn't that good. Obviously, Tyler was good for North Carolina, especially when he got a right hook in the Kentucky game a couple years ago. And I'm excited about it's good. But what you mentioned is Tobacco Road. It's tough. But who'd have surprised that NC State's going to be the best of that 3?
Oh well, 2 of those guys, T.J. Warren and
Tyler Lewis.
Tyler Lewis both played in the Derby Classic. They're gonna be incredible. And
I'm not big on Tyler Lewis.
Oh, a lot of people aren't like that because he's a little white guy.
And it's not even that.
But the guy's got so much court leadership, it's not even funny. And he makes every player on the floor better. And
I just don't see Tyler Lewis being on the court with your Leslie, your Warren, these athletic guys that NC State has. But then again, I guess then again, it doesn't matter if all he has to do is pass.
Well, he was the point guard at Oak Hill, so he was surrounded against some athletes.
Which is crazy to think. I know when we were at the Derby game and it's just going over all these players, it was nuts. I enjoyed the Derby game. There's a lot of Indiana guys there last year.
Yeah, they had a huge class.
Yeah, they did. Jeremy Hollowell,
Pena,
Perea, Heine,
Buzz Patterson.
Yeah, Buzz Patterson. So I'm really excited about this upcoming season. Mike, I was going to ask you something.
I think actually IU's probably got more unanswered questions than U of L. I mean, you still have to find someone for U of L who's going to knock down an outside shot consistently. And that's if I was a Louisville fan, I do think U of L and Indiana are the 2 best teams in college basketball next year. So I'm not bashing on U of L. But Indiana to me is the number 1. I think they've got more senior leadership. Wofford's going to be out there. They got guys who can shoot it, guys who can score on the inside. They're solid defensively. Tom Crean has built this team the right way. I mean, you got to remember, he scratched the entire roster. He had a baseball player and a manager playing for him his first year. It's crazy. And now he's built it up to this. It's pretty impressive.
Tom Crean is a great coach. Obviously, he's been proven since Marquette days. He took his team to the Final Four. He's a great coach. He's a creepy tweeter, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But
that just made my day.
I know that was very. Did you see that? His tweet? Oh, goodness.
I've been thinking about you a lot.
His text. Sorry.
No, it was Twitter.
Okay,
it was Twitter. It was supposed to be what is it, like a DM?
Yeah, direct message. But it wasn't.
But he just put it on his regular Twitter feed, and he's like, my wife is making fun of me because I don't know how to use Twitter. Yeah, I'm sure you showed your wife that you're, and then that he's like, oh, I was talking to
Tom Crean's weird. Have you ever met Tom Crean, Mike?
I actually just talked to him last week. And,
Did you?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He seems like a super nice guy, but that
super
was
nice
weird.
And actually kind of funny because I know he tweets a lot, and then we were out there together, and he pulls out. He's got this little flip phone. So like this. I mean, you're not tweeting on this thing. So.
Yes, he's just got it. That's his undercover phone. Is the Clint Hurt phone? The Shapiro front there. That's a controversy, kind of. But John, quickly, Zeke Pike. Did you want Zeke Pike?
No.
That's all you want to say.
I didn't really like his attitude, even when he left high school. When he was in high school, I know a lot of people up in Northern Kentucky not a fan of him. He did not play his last high school game because he was suspended. He goes to Auburn early.
DUI.
Well, not only that, the coaches really didn't like his attitude.
Well,
he was supposed to come in and be, the next big thing, and the coaches weren't that excited about him. I see year one.
The last thing UofL needs on a young team is a cancer.
Yeah, that's exactly. It really is, especially this type of good team. And
if there's a coach out there that can develop, character in a kid, I could see Charlie Strong doing that. But at the same time, we don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, who knows? Obviously, we always Kentucky fans say that about we trust in Cal, and you all make fun of us. Well, I'm going to make fun of you all. You bring in Zeke Pike, you all take that loser. Anyways, it's been a great show. It's a fast show, John. As always, enjoyed being with you, Mike. We appreciate you coming to the studio.
It was awesome. I'll do it again.
We're definitely going to be getting you in. Sundays will be open, pretty available. Saturdays we're going to kick Mark off. So this is the Weekend Sports Buzz. Thanks for listening. Tomorrow 10 to noon. Myself, Kelly Patrick, and I don't know who else. If Danielle or Brad are coming, we'll find out.
Somebody will be here.
Check us out at KentuckySports.co, iHi.com/KentuckySports for your podcast. This is the Weekend Sports Buzz.